Hey, welcome back to JazzTime. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be talking about a Rolex Datejust 31 with white gold, fluted bezel, the Roman numeral hour markers with a white dial, Jubilee style bracelet, reference number 278274. I'll be going over the case, the bezel, dial, crown functions, the movement, as well as the bracelet and the wearing experience, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on all of these features as we go throughout the video. Alright, so as indicated in its name, Datejust 31, it is 31 millimeters from finger to thumb. That is the diameter of the case. Alright, it's the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and Rolex winding crown to ensure waterproofness down to 100 meters or 330 feet. As you can see, a full high polish on the front as well as the sides of this case makes it extremely durable as well as highly reflective when it comes to the high polish aspects. In Rolex's Oyster Steel, which is their own combination of steel and other materials to basically make this an incredibly strong case while also maintaining a superior high polish. As you can see on the front of this case, we also have the white gold fluted bezel sort of fitting in with the overall aesthetic of the rest of the watch. Really hard to tell that this is actually gold, but if you take a look and look very, very closely, you'll actually note that it's actually a slightly warmer tone to it than the case is. Right? And so that's how you kind of know if you have really, really good eyes. It's much easier to tell on a camera monitor actually than with your actual eyes, but it's a very slight, almost discoloration, but that's what makes it so unique and very interesting to have, and actually a lot safer, much more peace of mind when you're wearing this as an everyday wear watch. Originally, this fluted style was sort of made as a physical means of screwing onto the front of the case in order to ensure the waterproofness, but modern technology over time has sort of made that, well, not actually necessary. So now it's just sort of an aesthetic element, and so every time now when you see this fluted bezel, you'll know that it's a Rolex watch. It's always made in gold, and in this case, white gold. All right, now moving inward toward the dial there, we have an intense white dial, no sunray patterning here, not quite a matte finish either. It's a bit more glossy, and that really gives it much more shine than you would expect from, you know, say other types of dials that Rolex has. And with the Roman numeral hour marks, depending on the angle of light, they're actually incredibly easy to read. No luminescence here, but this is sort of a base point from which you start, right? More on that later. But anyway, the Roman numeral hour marks go all the way around, except for the 12 and the 3, taken up by the Rolex crown and the date aperture, as you can see. The date aperture rests right underneath the Cyclops lens, so the Cyclops lens magnifies it to, I believe, 2.5 times. If you can actually take a look at it underneath the lens, it's actually incredibly tiny. All right, through the lens, nice and big, fits in with the overall size and compositional elements here on this dial. Very nicely and well laid out and spaced out. Okay, now taking a look at how all of this works, simply unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position to the first position. This allows you to wind the watch. If you're at a dead stop, about 20 to 30 full winds is all you really need to get wound all the way up to the full power reserve. Nice and easy. Pull the crown out to the next position, and you'll note that you can actually adjust the date, all right, by rotating the crown counterclockwise to advance it forward. It's less than a quarter turn actually to advance the date by 1. So if you find yourself a time traveler, you'll find that date setting is rather easy. This is the quick set date function. All right, so if you're on the 30th of a month and tomorrow is the 1st and not the 31st, just simply tick it over once, and then when the 1st rolls around through midnight, you'll be on the correct date. Nice and easy there. Pull the crown out to the final position and note that the second hand has actually stopped. This allows for the hacking function, which allows you to then adjust the minute hand precisely depending on the second hand placement. All right, adjust it to an atomic clock. All right, and also a little pro tip here, since you don't have any minute or hour track along the periphery of this dial, you can actually use the engraved rehaut and line it up with the words or the letters in Rolex's name to actually better gauge your positioning of that minute hand. All right, press the crown all the way back in to start up that second hand once more. Screw it back in tightly against the case to ensure that superior water resistance. Nice and easy. All right, so what makes all of this work is the caliber in-house made 2236 made by Rolex, if my camera would like to focus. All right, you can't see it through the case back, unfortunately, but that's where you have the added security of the solid case back. All right. It allows for the center hour, minute, and seconds hands with the instantaneous date with rapid setting and the stop seconds for precise time setting, all of which I had just demonstrated. The precision is to a plus or minus 2 second per day time differential, meaning that this actually exceeds COSC standards, Swiss standards of timekeeping that sort of is indicated on the dial here, the Superlative Chronometer Official Certification. It also has a Siloxy hairspring in silicon with high-performance Paraflex shock absorbers, meaning that this is incredibly magnet resistant and bump and shock resistant. All right, Rolex boasts it being much stronger in terms of shock resistance compared to other watches, about at least 50% more shock resistant. So all that basically means is you can take a few bumps, you can get relatively close to magnets, and it won't affect the timekeeping of your timepiece. The winding on the inside is done with a bidirectional self-winding rotor, so all you need to do is just simply wind the watch using the winding crown at the 3 o'clock. And simply wearing this with your natural wrist movements will allow you to wind the watch naturally up to an approximate 55 hours of power reserve. Not a whole lot for a Datejust, but there's a reason for that, and a pretty good reason, especially with this model, right? Taking a look at the bracelet here, we also have a Jubilee style bracelet, 5-piece links across, the 3 intermediate links being high polish, with the outer 2 links being a satin brush finish on the front. If you look at the side profile, you'll know that they're all semicircular links, nice and comfortable underneath, and very distinctive on top. On this clasp, we have on the 31mm case model, we have the concealed folding crown clasps. So that means you have a very continuous integrated look with hardly any interruptions minus the Rolex crown, which actually blends in quite nicely with this Jubilee bracelet. All right, so how do you open this? Simply just get your finger underneath the top of the crown and lift, nice and easy, and that's how you unhook the crown from the top. It reveals the Rolex stamped logo, as well as, you know, the fact that you're dealing with steel with these hallmarks underneath. While we're here, I can actually try it on, give you my thoughts as to how it wears and feels on the wrist. All right, now my wrist is 7 inches in circumference. I measured about 18 centimeters or so. All right, and so on my wrist at least, it fits very nicely, although it is incredibly tiny when it comes to the case size. The bracelet is showing off a lot on the 12 and 6 o'clock sides. Not that's a huge issue. All right, now taking a look at the lugs here. On my wrist, there's no room under the lugs, but that's fine because I don't need the extra breathability under these lugs. What matters is the bracelet here. It's incredibly soft, incredibly comfortable, and with so much spacing among all of these links, you're not gonna break a sweat. Even in the hottest days, this is incredibly breathable, and it actually helps wick away sweat with all of this extra surface area underneath and on top. All right, now when it comes to the overall weight distribution, it's a Datejust 31. You're not going to feel this on your wrist. It's incredibly light, and you know, the bracelet actually counterweights the case very, very nicely. Very nice complement in terms of weight distribution. It can double as a dress watch in terms of that, all right? And in terms of what kind of watch this is, I alluded to it earlier, but I would say that this is more of an everyday wear watch, and with the dial configuration here, this is sort of a good starting point. If you're looking for your first Rolex and you have a smaller wrist, someone who has a wrist smaller than, say, 7 inches in circumference, 18 centimeters, well, I think this is a very good starting point because you're not going too crazy with, say, diamond hour markers or diamond style bezel, but you're taking it a step up and going with the fluted bezel, which gives it a sense of more distinction and more shine, and slightly more wrist presence in terms of aesthetics. And when you have the Roman numeral hour markers, again, you're kind of starting out. You don't need the indexed hour markers. You're more concerned with getting used to the overall look and being able to read an analog dial, right? Because I'll be honest, I grew up wearing digital watches and I just had to read the time directly off the face, nice and easy. But with an analog dial, you kind of have to look at the position of the hour and minute hands, take into consideration where the second hand is sort of pointing so you know generally when your minute is up, stuff like that. And this would be an excellent starting point to getting into being able to read that. Not as easy as you'd think on the fly, but when you have the time to take a look at it, nice and easy. Anyway, this is, again, a very good starting point. If you're experienced at sort of, building your Rolex collection, this would be an excellent, placeholder for something that you can wear every day as well. The overall, the overall presentation here with steel and with the sort of incognito look of this white gold makes it, not too terribly flashy. And even with the white dial, a little basic in its presentation. There are, Oyster Perpetual models released in 2020, for example, that have, crazy and intense colors. Those are eye-grabbing, attention-grabbing. They're extremely beautiful. But this is more basic and sort of like down to earth when it comes to its overall presentation. So not a bad thing there. For an everyday wear watch, you don't really want to call all that much attention to yourself. This would be a great place to start. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. What you think about this watch. Too basic for you? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's a good starting point. Maybe it isn't. Let us know. Hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And hit the bell notification to be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit us in our online store, jazztime.com. Links in the description below, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.